again, welcome to It's Life Podcast, everybody. We're helping people develop self-control to make better decisions. I'm happy to see all of you tonight. Thank you that you saw it, not robbery. We're starting a little late on purpose because I have a very, very special guest. Watch this. This brother have been grinding for a long time. He went from a YouTuber just doing regular videos and skits into being a cinematographer, filmmaker, and he have over 100,000 subscribers. I'm about to bring him in, and I know he's ready. I'm saying? I want you all to be ready. I want you to listen in, and if you can, just look at your screen. This is my homie right here. This is none other than Amari. I want y'all to understand that this guy have been grinding, and I'm gonna tell you, he got a full team. His team that, excuse me, he's been giving, accolades to and stuff like that, helping him out with their YouTube channel. He had just came out on at the Christmas time, with Slay, and that movie is the bomb. I want you to check out also on his page before I bring him in, Quarantine Cuties that he did during the quarantine time, and I had a great time just being entertained. And so look, y'all, I'm about to bring my boy Amari on. Amari, you ready, bro? I know you are on the backstage, so he's just chilling out, sitting at his boss desk, just doing the thing. And I'm about to I want to introduce y'all to some and present to others, none other than my boy, it is ATYNFR Amari from none other than Florida, Miami, Florida, where they're doing it big out there and where he's doing it big. Here he is. What's up, Amari? What's going on, bro?
What's up?
Yeah, my boy Amari, y'all. I'm gonna tell you something, yo. I want you to know that this is gonna be an epic night, and I'm just happy to have you on, man. How you been, bro?
I've been good, man. Just trying to, grind, just like the title say. So that's really it, man.
I hear you, bro. I hear you, man. It's all about that grind. It's all about putting the time in. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know, for all of what you've been doing, bro, I don't know how you put the time in to do all those wonderful videos and getting the people together. I'm gonna tell you, Amari, sometimes dealing with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not an easy thing to deal with us. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a little short film myself, and hopefully I can get some pointers for you and some POV shots and stuff like that.
Definitely.
And it's not the big, but look, we're not going to talk about me tonight, but we want to talk about you, because bro, it's about you tonight, y'all. We're talking about, your grind. You have to grind first before you grow. Your grind time is going to bring you growth, because you'll find yourself that the grind time is the lonely, dark hours. The grind time are the happy hours of success. The grind time is, I don't feel like doing it, but I'm going to do it anyway. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And Amari, one of the things I've learned is that the difference between pros and amateurs is that amateurs, they do stuff according to how they feel.
Yeah.
But pros do certain things regardless of how they feel,
Yeah.
And when I look at you, bro, I say that you are more than a pro, not only because of the numbers, but because of the grind. And I want y'all all to know that I brought him on not for clout tonight, but I really want you to dive into him today, because no one know all of what he have to go through, the stuff that you have to purchase. Got to get haircuts sometimes, got to get good merch and stuff. You know what I'm saying? People don't know. Sometimes we're in our last $2, but we're gonna make this video anyway. And then so bro. So tell me, the first thing I want to ask you, bro. I noticed that the name is YT, YNFR, and what does this stand for, by the way? What this about to get this kind of name and stuff?
All right, so it originated from me being a rapper before I even started YouTube. So YNFR stands for your new favorite rapper. So when I transferred to YouTube, I just kept the name, because I'm just like, you know what, it's a cool name, I'm gonna just keep it anyway. So it now it means like your new favorite YouTuber or filmmaker, but don't worry about the R. So I just kept the name. That's really it. Ain't no real complicated thing behind it.
That's fire, bro, and that's cool, man. And again, it fit well, and it fit well even with your branding and things like that. So, you're from Miami, Florida,
yes.
And how long have you lived out in Miami now?
My whole life.
Wow, that's what's up, man. So, what is it like to live in Miami, Florida? Because when you live in New York, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's like New York if you live in Miami, and everybody's like Miami if you live in New York. What is it like out there? Is it,
It's hard to say because living here, it's always been regular to me. People always saying like, "Oh, how it is in Miami." I'm just like, I live here. Like I don't go on South Beach. I never been to South Beach because I don't really care for it. Like
Okay.
I just live my normal life. Like I don't do it. I don't go to these extravagant places that everybody else from out of town go to. So living in Miami is just been regular. Like I have no real feeling about it. It's just
Right,
it's
right.
Miami.
I got you. I totally understand. And obviously for New Yorkers, it's like everything, right? Because
Hmm.
we're not out there all the time and stuff. And so tell me, what's the weather like right now?
Oh, it's going back and forth. This morning it was like 65. Now it's like 70, 75. So it's weird. Like in the morning
Got you.
times it's always cold, but then when afternoon hit, it's about 80 degrees. So
Hey, it
yeah,
sound like New York right now, bro. Sound
yeah.
like New York, and we're like totally confused,
Hmm.
because around this time of the year, it's just freezing cold between the month of January and February, and
Right.
then March, we're like, okay, if we don't get it in January and February, I'm sure March is waiting for us. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah, definitely.
But this up and down and in and out is the thing that causes all, like myself, to even have a cough and things like that.
Hmm.
And like I said, thank God I'm COVID free, right?
Right, right, right.
So let's get
Always,
into
yeah.
it, bro. So I know that you've done several skits and stuff like that. I've been following you for some time, like I said, about 3 to 4 years,
Hmm.
and I sort of like I watched you from a teenager to some degree, So I remember when you had the flat top with the with the
Yeah, man.
using the tornado brush and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that, and
Yeah.
and then it's like you put some weight up on yourself, and all of a sudden you became so mature. Now the first thing I want to talk about, and I think you
Mhm.
did a video about this, and I think you did a talking head video about it. When you meet people, because I'm gonna tell you something. Don't worry about being short. So am I. Right?
Hmm.
I'm like 5'4", right?
Hmm. Okay.
And you said, sometimes when you go into, a restaurant or something like that, and you start to speak, it's like they're like, "Wow, you got a deep voice."
All the time, man.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's like,
No, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I still
and
get it to this day.
are you serious, bro?
Yeah, man.
Wow, wow,
Yeah,
wow. That's
it's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
And so it's so cool that you made a talking head video about it. You let us
Hmm.
into your secret places. And one of the things that I think I really admire about you, first of all, I'm living my life through you again.
Hmm.
Like, and so now you're the age of 25, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
When is your birthday, bro?
July 18th.
July 18th, right?
Yeah.
My niece is also a Cancer. Her is July 3rd.
Okay, okay.
And
That's dope. Yeah.
and you did something. You did I think, is it a web series? I think Zodiac.
Yeah, Zodiac Signs.
Yeah,
The Zodiac Signs really matter. Yeah, yeah, that's what it's called.
bro. That was that.
Mhm.
What made you come up with something like Zodiac? What made you? What inspired you?
What's crazy is that I've had that idea since like 2017, and I tried to do it in 2017, but I did it a different way. But
Okay.
that way it was too much for me at the time. So I'm just like, you
Right.
know what? Let me just hold off on this idea. And I kind of
Okay.
forgot about it. And one of my homies, he brought it up to me because I talked about it one time. He was like, "Hey, why don't you do that idea you was talking about?" So I'm just like, I forgot about that. Okay, I could do that. So
Right.
I'm gonna I set up the whole thing. I rented out a studio. I brought everybody in. It was like 24 people, 22 showed up. So that was perfect. That was good
Yeah.
enough for me. I wasn't even mad about it. But the fact that like the majority came, I was just like, you know what, this is good. So I got all the interviews done. I got the other two like the following weekend. I started putting it out. So that was really it.
Excellent, man. That's excellent. And and so it's amazing too. When I see you do certain things like this, and I notice that you have a whole crew, and
Hmm.
in New York, I have to tell people to show up at a shoot on Thursday to shoot it on Friday, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I gotta let them know 2 hours or 3 hours before the actual time to say you actually made it on time. You did it.
Yeah. Hmm.
And so, so tell me, what is it like? What is some of your tactic, your method for getting people to come together? Despite some of the difficulties, like for example, that was a broad question. So let me, like for example, you like, okay, look, I need to do this video, and you've done videos about you wanting to do videos, and you've done videos about how you didn't want to even leave your laptop home, and they're
Yeah.
like, come on, Mari, let's go.
Uh-huh.
I perceive that that's real life for you.
Not really.
Okay.
I'm not attached to my workspace like that. Like I know how to have fun. I know when to chill and take a break and stuff. So that was really just an exaggerated video. I'm nothing like that.
Got you.
But I am obviously passionate about my work. So.
Right, and I think that's where I was going with it. That it displayed your passion, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so what is it like to just call people and try to get them all together? What do you do in tight spots when? And this is not. I just want people to just see, some of the stuff that you have to do and how you have to finagle certain things at the last minute when somebody bail out, or maybe it's somebody who play a specific role that is like a main role. Then you got to call somebody else to back. What is your mind like? What do you go through, emotionally about that? Because again, we're talking about grind, right? Now before we get to growth.
Yeah.
What are you emotionally about? Like, how do you feel about it? Sometimes, because again, before you even answer that, sometimes I know by my little experiences that, sometimes you can take it personal. Like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? So how was it for you? Like, bring us into that a little bit.
So I have two different examples, one for skits and one for actually big projects like films and short films, web series and stuff. So I'm starting with skits. Okay. So with skits, I kind of have a set role for who I want. So I can already know who I want for the role. So I'll hit up that person and be like, hey, do you want to be in this skit? They say yes or no. It's always a yes. So yes, I'm just being honest. But so they say yes. So I'm like, okay, I want to do it this day. Are you free this day? So they tell me if they're free or not. If they're not, then I'll be like, okay, when are you free? So they'll tell me. So I'm like, okay, let me work around that. If it's another person in it, I'll do the same thing. I'll try to just schedule it on a day where they're both free. Well, all three of us are free. Right. So if one bails out on me, it's not a big of an issue for me because I could easily just hit up somebody else. Because I'm at that point where like I can call somebody and they'll be down to do a skit, not to brag or anything, but that's just how it is now. That's really just how it is.
Absolutely.
I can hit up somebody else to be in that skit, whether it's a male or female. So I never had an issue with a skit. Now with a web series or a film, going back to 30 Reasons.
Okay, let's talk about it.
From the beginning, I never searched for actual actors and actresses, and that was my downfall. That was the issue. Just grabbing people who is just regular, like, oh, I'm not an actor, but hey, I'd love to be in a web series. Right. It's not the same feeling as getting an actor who's actually passionate about what they're doing, whether they're getting paid or not. Yes. So with the whole 30 Reasons situation, it just got too personal behind the scenes, and that obviously affected the actual series on, continuing the second season and all that. So after that, I was just like, you know what, I need to hire actual actors and actresses who's actually passionate about this, because hitting up regular people, it's not gonna work. It's definitely not gonna work.
Good stuff. Totally understand, bro. Totally understand, because again, you have so many different levels to your web series and your short films. Because first of all, you got people who are still amused that I'm in front of a camera. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you got people who are like, okay, I know Amari, and we're cool and this, that, and the other, and he might be a little biased where he'll let me go even if I didn't do this right. He'll probably edit this out and put edit this and stuff like that. As to where you have people who can be right where you are to say, listen, I'm just as passionate and I want this to be just as good as you want it to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
But let me just say, I want to commend you, first of all, when it came down to your skits and stuff like that, because just when you dealt with other people outside, rather than besides you cloning yourself, I'm still trying to learn that myself, man. Like, let me tell you, I tried it and I almost threw my whole laptop and everything, lit everything on fire. I was like, what, I can't do this. Can't do it. I've been back and forth to B&H about this, that, and the other. Then YouTube, everything. YouTube is everything, right, bro?
Yeah, of course. Hell yeah, definitely.
And sometimes you want to be independent by not trying to lean on everybody. You get what I'm saying? So, but again, like I said, I want to commend you because you know, for you to do the stuff that you do, especially for 30 More Reasons. I want to get back to that real quick. And I know, you know what I'm saying, that's not too much of a favorite subject of yours, you know, because I know there were people.
No, that's fine. I'll talk about it. It's cool. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, because again, I just want for our viewers and everybody to understand, even your viewers, for them who don't even realize, like, you make this stuff look easy because this is what you've been doing, you know?
Yeah.
When have you started working with gear before even YouTube? Have you started with YouTube first and then gear, or you started with gear and then YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube first, then gear. Because when I first started, like the very first video I made, well, the very first couple of videos I made, I used the iPhone. Like I was all on my iPhone, like iPhone in a laptop. That was it. Wow. That's all I had. So later on that year, I got a camera. I got a camera and then I got a mic. Right. So you know, I started upgrading little by little.
Okay.
Then the tripod is up.
I'm sorry. Now, your first camera, was it the A7 III?
No. I had a Canon T5. T5.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut across you when you were talking about.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
With YouTube, when you started with YouTube and then your iPhone and stuff like that. And also, let me just regress, you know, to just talk to the community real quick to let them know that, listen, you know, there's no excuse for being a content creator. You know, you got your phone. That's the best device right now. You know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can do it. You know. So wow. So I mean, so what year have you started with YouTube?
2014.
2014. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been doing this since I was 17.
Since you were 17. Now let me ask you a question. Did you know that this is something you wanted to do? Like you wanted to be an entertainer, or was it something that you sort of came into?
It was more like when I first started, I just wanted a voice. I spoke about this multiple times, but I'll say it again. It's cool. I just wanted a voice, and I wanted to express my opinions because I used to be on Twitter a lot, just ranting about everything, and I'm just like, you know what, nobody's gonna see this. Let me get some attention, and let me make a YouTube channel and actually talk about these things and see if people care. So I made the YouTube channel. I made the introduction video. Second video, I made a video talking about girls or something like that.
Right.
And then you know, people liked it. Like people like, wow, because I'm a quiet person. I'm very quiet. So when people saw me, they was just like, wow, you talk. So, or like you have a personality. So it's just like, like this is me. Like it took me like 7 takes to do my first video because I was just so nervous, and I'm just like, this isn't me, but I want to do it.
Right.
So just starting off like that, and then transitioning to skits. I used to watch Spoken Reasons a lot, and he's actually the one who inspired me to make my YouTube channel because I used to watch him a lot. I loved his channel and loved his videos and stuff. So I started getting into skits. I didn't have people at the time to actually be in those skits, so that's when like I started making them myself and just like not the clones just yet, but just adding different characters, like another me talking to myself. So that's how I started into that. And then later on that year, I wanted to make a short film, so I made a short film called Trust Issues. And after that, everything just started going up. Started continuing doing everything because I was just like, you know what, I want to do it all. I want to do films, series, skits. I want to do everything. So let me just do it.
And you did that well. And I remember that series, as a matter of fact, Trust Issues. I remember that, you know?
Yeah.
And there's just so many videos that you've done. You can't do it in one day, bro. You know, you can't watch them all in one day.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, the other thing that I love about your content is that you make it make sense, bro. You know, it makes sense. It's not like you're just out there just doing something crazy and just to make people laugh, but it makes sense according to, you know, your life and how it's in conjunction with where you are at that particular time, you know?
Right.
And, you know, so again, you know, when we talk about, you know, 30 More Reasons and stuff like that, I don't know, rather, was it, and I'm not going to get into particular or individual people or specific people and stuff like that. But I know that you had did a clone, you know, and I thought it was so ingenious, and I keep talking about it all the time. And I think I spoke to you about it backstage, you know, how there was someone who wanted for you to take a clip down, you know? And you were like, listen, I had spoke to her, it's my clip, you know what I'm saying? If I want to keep it up, it's my page, you know? And I asked her in the beginning, you know, can you bring us into a little bit of that? Because again, I'm gonna tell you something, you know, whether you know it or not, you know, the grind is not just the gear, the grind is not just writing the content, but the grind have a lot to do with the people who are participating, you know, who don't really understand the magnitude of how serious it is when you start a particular, you know, website or a film or a skit and have to finish that joint? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talk to us about it, bro.
Okay, so with that, like I said, it was just personal stuff going on. I won't talk about that, but I can't talk about everything else.
Don't go into the grind.
I can talk about everything else. But yeah, the person I was imitating in that video was actually like a friend of mine, as opposed to everybody else. Like I had about two or three friends in it, and the rest were strangers. We all just knew each other. We all just became friends like during the series and stuff. So he was actually my friend before the series. So he was the one telling me to like take it down and stuff. And I'm just like, bruh, she signed up to be in this. And that's not fair to me. How I worked so hard to, put this together and get y'all to like come to these shoots and edit everything and stuff. And having to take out a clip, it ruins the episode. It's just like, man, no, I'm not doing this. So
right.
So I stood my ground on that. I think I took it down and then I put it back up later on.
Okay.
Because I'm just like, I'm not finna just mess up my stuff like this. So I just did it just so he could shut up and she could shut up. So later on I put it back because I'm just like, okay, y'all not gonna be worried about this months later. Because if y'all left, then it is what it is. So I put it back, and that's just that.
I hear you, man. I hear you. And I mean, and I know, and I could only imagine, how you must have felt emotionally.
Yeah.
Because
I was very pissed.
Yeah, man. And you showed it. You displayed that. You exude that through that particular, video. And do me a favor. Do you remember the topic? I know you got so many videos. Do you remember the topic of that video?
It's called Delete.
Delete. Okay.
Delete.
Listen, y'all. Please go on his page and take a look at that video. Because I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm saying that is because even though you were in your situation, Amari, I was facing not a similar situation, but something that stimulate that type of emotion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I felt that particular, that skit because I was in something else, and I was like, wow, and on the verge of giving up all because of people. You see, and again, bro, you were younger than 25 at this particular time, I believe, or maybe 24 or so. But you're reaching adults like myself, and it is confirming. It's just but confirmation about the stuff that we go through, and that's why I know that sometimes we got to tell our feelings how to act rather than for our feelings to tell us what to believe. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, yeah.
Especially through this, you got to be strong. You got to be, thick-skinned, and you have to be self-motivated.
Yeah.
And so when something like that, Amari, happens, right? How do you feel the next day? And how do you find yourself getting back? What do you do? Like, does it take a major strike to the point that you got to take 2-3 days and maybe a week? Or how does that process for you work?
Okay, so me being who I am, I'm very emotional. I'm gonna just admit that to everybody watching. I'm very emotional. So back then it was worse than it is now. So obviously I didn't want to quit YouTube as a whole, but I wanted to stop doing web series because I'm just like, you know what? If I gotta go through this every time, it's not worth it. I'm not doing this. Right. So I took a break with the whole series thing. I just left it alone. I'm just like, you know what? If the time comes where I have to do another web series, then I'll do it, but just not right now. So I continued on with the skits and stuff. They were still doing good and everything. People were still asking about 30 reasons, and I'm just like, yo, I made a whole video explaining why there's no more 30 reasons. Right. So I had to go through that. But constantly telling people it is annoying, but it's all good. So the next year, I met some people that's a part of my group right now, YBE.
All right.
Shout out to them.
Shout out.
Yeah. So I met some of them that following year. That was 2017. I met them. So I did the Kid Flash series. I did that with them, and then after that, I was just like, you know what? I could continue 30 reasons, but call it 30 more reasons and add new people to it. So I'm just like, okay, let me put this together. So my best friend Tori, she actually helped me out with the writing process behind that, behind the whole thing, and she helped me write it. I got the people, and then we made that happen. So I just felt relieved that I can complete a series without the drama behind it. So I'm just like, okay, I can do this. This can be done. So I'm just like, okay, I feel motivated now. I'm good.
That's what's up. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's excellent, bro. I'm gonna tell you, man. And again, I'm sure that people even tonight are getting value off of the stuff that you're talking about because again, people don't know sometimes how to handle pressure,
Yeah.
and still keep their psyche, still keep their sanity. Because again, whether y'all know it or not, being a content creator is emotional and it's natural. It's natural, even though you're emotional, bro. But for those of them who are not emotional, will make you emotional. You know what I'm saying? It'll make you emotional. So,
Yeah.
and again, so now, also, with that being said, again, first of all, thank you for even sharing that particular story. I want to just fast forward a little bit too. Now, I wanted to talk about, the times that you would imitate you being your mom, bro. Let me tell you something, man. When I tell you, I watched them videos over and over and over again. Yeah, I remember that. Well, there's so many of them, right? So the one that stand out to me right now at the moment, because I'm still nervous, right? Was the one where you are older now. Beside you, you had a series of how you act when you're gonna get a whipping and how you put in a whole bunch of clothes.
Yeah.
You hide in the closet. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's done that. Even the youngest, the older adults can understand that, right?
Yeah.
But then there was one where you're now older and you blocked your mom's shot.
Oh yeah.
She's like, wait a minute, how did he do this? He never did that before. But now let me ask you a question. How is that in relation to your actual life? I mean, of course you had experiences, of course,
Yeah, of course, yeah. So I've been living with my mom my whole life. So I know her very well. And yeah, so I'm just like, yeah, I hope she's watching. I sent her the link. But yeah, like those videos, they're I wouldn't say all of them are her. It's just exaggerated because she wasn't like that. She wasn't that hardcore on me. But I just had to exaggerate it for the videos and stuff. But yeah, she will always like comment on it and be like, "Oh, I don't act like this," but like, in a joking way, of course. Like she's never serious, but I'm just like, you do, but it's a little forced. But yeah, just living with her and going through certain things, I'm just like, this is content. So let me put this out there for everybody to see.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you. And so you answered my second question, which was, how does she react when she sees these videos? And obviously, I would suspect her to say, "No, that's not me. You got me wrong."
Yeah, but she always laughing at it, so it's a good response.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
of course, and I'm sure it is because first of all, it is funny. It makes people laugh,
Yeah.
and people could relate to it. And that's another thing too. Your content that you create. It's something that people would want to look for, because people understand it. So you thought through a lot of your videos very, very well, man. And in my older stage, I didn't even get to that. I didn't get that far. You know what I'm saying? I'm still, happy with having a Canon 90D. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With a lens and, trying to find lighting and understanding background and, and I thought that because of the fact that I saw you the other night with your boom arm, I thought I was going to share and get my boom arm, but because I'm in another borough, I'm like, no, I can't get all that stuff here tonight, but hopefully.
I feel you.
So listen, y'all, it's your boy Donald Francis, and obviously you do know that Rob Bill is out tonight, but we're helping people develop self-control to make better decisions.